All right, Jupiter Saturn conjunction time. I didn't think I was going to get this, but we've got a hole in the clouds that should be at the right time, about 3 hours to the west. So I am going to drive out there and see if we can see it. I'm not going to have the luxury of polar aligning or collimating, so we're going to have to, I'm just going to use a compass and a level and try to get it close enough. I made it out to Gene Clock Park out on Lake Michigan. It was a 3-hour drive, not too bad. Looks like the skies are going to be great. There's a little bit of a few puffy clouds, but we can shoot around those as long as no big ones come in. I'm going to get set up. It's a little windy, but it's a nice steady, like a nice steady 12 miles per hour, so I don't think it's going to be bad. All right, the sun's going down. We got set up out here. Had some hiccups getting my cameras lined up, but I did manage to get my guide scope and main camera all aligned. That'll make it really easy to find Jupiter and Saturn. Some kids were out here playing and they built me a nice windbreak. They were building a fort and I asked them if I could use it for a windbreak and they said, "Yeah, sure, mister." All right, back at home base. I didn't I didn't get as much data as I wanted because the telescope got a lot of attention, and while we all stayed very socially distant, I didn't get close to anybody. Everybody was like, "Ooh, what's that? Ooh, can you see him touching? Where's the blinding flash of light?" You know, there were a lot of misconceptions. So I did a lot of talking and outreach instead of focusing and capturing video. So that was a bummer, but I do think I got enough. So in order to process, I'm just going to delete that because it didn't work. In order to process a conjunction photo like this, AutoStacker is not designed for it. And if you try to do a planetary stack, it'll just center them and it's not going to work. So what we need to do is tell AutoStacker that it is a surface so that it will stack the entire image. And we need to stabilize it on each planet because of the way the atmosphere makes everything wobble. They don't always wobble in the same direction. So if we stabilize Jupiter, Saturn is flopping all over the place, and vice versa. Saturn, then Jupiter will be flopping all over the place. So what we do is get one of the planets, hold control, and then click to get one of the planets into your stabilization window, and then local, expand, surface, everything's right, then hit analyze. Now that'll go through and do frame quality estimates and stack and align all the frames on Jupiter. And then we go ahead and do the set the alignment points and do the stacking like normal to get a Jupiter stack. And then we do a Saturn stack. If you've captured infrared, you do the same thing for infrared. You know, you stack each element of the photo separately so you can then composite them together, because there's no good way to stack it all at once. You need to kind of take all of your elements and then combine them into as close an approximation of what you're really seeing as possible. Alright, so it finished the stabilization and the analysis. So you can see as you cycle through the frames now, Jupiter is staying nice and steady and Saturn's all over the place. So we'll go and set our alignment points on Jupiter. So you set all your alignment points. Make sure to RGB align, because if your atmospheric dispersion corrector wasn't perfect, then you're going to have some color fringing to both sides. Quality is pretty standard over the first 50%, so we'll go ahead and stack 50. I've never messed with sharpened. We'll change the name to Jupiter stack. Done. Click for new reference. I don't know if that does it. Image calibration, color, memory usage. Okay, anyways, I don't know how to set the make it pick a new reference frame. Manually enter, the frames are sorted. Quality. Okay, anyways, we'll just go ahead and stack this, and then I'll do the same thing for the Saturn, and then I'm going to do some Saturn infrared too to help bring out the detail. Jupiter's not really going to benefit from infrared, but I did take an infrared video, and I'll use that for Saturn to kind of pull the detail out in Saturn. So let's stack. Alright, so just finished the Jupiter stack. Now all you need to do is hold Control and click on Saturn, and it'll reset the whole thing, and then you do analyze again, and it'll stabilize it to Saturn. So I'm going to go ahead and stabilize Saturn, stack it, then do the infrared, stack it, and then we'll go to the sharpening. Alright, so I got all the stacking done. Now I sharpen in Pixinsight. A lot of people sharpen in Registax. I've never used Registax. I mean, I've tried it out briefly. Did not like it, so I just use Pixinsight to do all my sharpening. Those are the two color planets, and then I only did 25% with the infrared because the quality was not great. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so now I just go, okay, this is the Saturn one, this is the Jupiter one. I'll just go and use multi-scale linear transform to sharpen these up quick like. And what about the infrared version? Now I'm hoping this is going to look better. Yeah, see, I mean, you can almost see the Cassini division. That's a lot better. Don't need to be sharpened up quite that much. Okay, that's good for the infrared, and that will bring out, oh, the moons look pretty good in the infrared too. Jupiter looks about the same as it does in the color. I don't know if I'm going to bother with the moons. Let's just extract the luminance. Okay, now we'll save all of these. Now we will open up our images. And what we'll do, you know, let me see. This is the Saturn and the Saturn stack. Oh yeah, it's see, look how much better it is. This is when we aligned on Jupiter and then stacked, and this is when we aligned on Saturn and stacked. It looks a lot better. And then, I mean, the infrared just looks miles apart better. But anyways, we'll go ahead and just going to drag the Saturn to make a new layer. On the Jupiter, we'll turn the opacity way down so we can align it. Okay, so that's lined up as well as it needs to be. Now we'll go and erase this to get our sharpened Jupiter back. Moons are about the same in either one. Now what I'm going to do is brighten up Saturn a little bit. Now I'm just going to take our luminance, Saturn, make sure we line it up. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we set the blend mode to luminosity, and that really, we take the color data from our color image, and then the contrast from the infrared, and that really brings out the detail. And I mean, that's basically all there is to it. There's the two planets. Using a couple of layers and stacking them individually. Okay, so that's, you know, quick processing. I'll probably adjust the brightness and the color a little bit here. Let me, I mean, they look a little red. Let's, hang on, I'm just going to flatten the image. And then, yeah, I mean, we'll play with the color correction a little bit. Play with the individual brightness a little bit. That's basically all there is to it. Alright, clear skies, everybody.